All right. Right. Hello, everyone. Team Rebels is back with yet another action-packed inner clan tournament, presenting to you the Rebellion Grand League. This is an auction-based tournament with 36 talented warriors. And this time, we're bouncing it up a notch and with the prize pool of 10,000 up for the grabs. There's a team of 6 captains who are talented in their own ways, and they are going to build their own Rebels Dream Team with a budget of 1.2 million. Let's get started, boys. Moving on. All right. All right, everyone. I hope you're excited because the first player in our auction is going to be Junkie with an accuracy. Oh, shit. All right. All right. First, two key captains are going to be for Electro, it's Dr. Nut. For Geo, it's CY2AX. For Pyro, it's Crazy J. For Hydro, it's CODM. For Cryo, it's Spot Rehan. And finally, for Animal, it will be David. Alright, moving on. All right, so here we have the Excel sheet, which will be presented to you throughout this. All right, here we have the Excel sheet, which will be presented to you throughout the stream. First, we have Team Electro, Team Animo, Cryo, Pyro, Geo, and Hydro. Now let's get on with the auction. All right, boys, just wait up. I know you're all excited. So just wait up. All right. First up, our first player in our auction will be Junkie with a KD ratio of 1.33 and an average accuracy of 16%, with a weapon class of AR and SMG, with the starting price of 50K. Come on, teams, go ahead, do your thing.
Hydro for 50,000.
60,000. Anyone willing to buy Junkie for 60,000? Anyone willing to buy 60,000? For Hydro, going once, going twice, and sold. Junkie sold to Hydro for 50,000. All right. Next up, one of our most talented players. He goes by the name NJOP, but and he isn't lying when he says that. Just wait till you watch his skills. NJOP with an average KD of 1.448 and an average accuracy of 18.55. Yet another AR and SMG main. With the starting price of 50K, who would like to buy this legendary man?
Animo.
Electro.
For 60,000.
Electro.
Animo.
70,000. 80,000.
Animo.
Electro. Hydro.
Ooh, spicy. 90,000.
Geo.
All
Animo.
right. 100,000.
Electro.
NJ going to Electro for 100,000. Going once, going
Animo.
twice. All right, you guys are spicing things up here. All right. NJ for 120,000.
Geo.
NJ for 120,000 going to Geo. Going once, going
Electro.
twice.
Electro.
All right.
Electro.
NJ for 140.
Geo.
NJ for 140. NJ for 160. NJ for 160. Ooh, Electro asking for 160. NJ for 180.
Geo.
All right. NJ for 200,000.
Electro.
Ooh, sheesh. Electro has it for 200,000. Who's up for 230? You have the balls. Do you? Do you? Going once, going twice, and sold to Electro for 200,000.
Yes.
All right. Next up, we have one of our youngsters planning to be one of the best players in COD Mobile and growing every day. Jen Darren from Team Forbidden. With a KD ratio of 1.68 and an average accuracy of 21%. Oh, yet another SMG and AR main. With the starting price of 50,000. Let's go. Come on, teams, make your bids.
Pyro.
Animo.
Ooh.
Hydro.
60,000.
Geo.
Animo.
Pyro.
70,000.
Geo.
Pyro.
80,000.
Geo.
Hydro.
90,000.
Pyro.
100,000.
Geo.
Animo.
Pyro.
100. All right. 120,000.
Geo.
120,000.
Animo.
100.
Pyro.
140,000 for Animo. Does anyone
Geo.
want to counter bid that?
Pyro.
Geo.
160,000.
Animo.
180,000 for Animo. Does anyone want to up that?
Pyro.
Geo.
200,000 for Pyro. Does anyone want to up that?
Geo.
230,000. Ooh, jeez. 230,000 for Pyro. Does anyone want to up that? 230,000 for Pyro. Going once, going twice. Going once, going twice. Sold. Jen Darren sold to Pyro for 230. All right. All right. So next up we have Dema with an average KD ratio of 1.31, an average accuracy of 21.75. He is the team leader of Team Toxic, and his weapon classes are shotgun and SMG. And yet another incredible player. With the starting price of 50,000, who would like to buy him first?
Hydro.
60,000.
Electro.
60,000.
Hydro.
70,000. 70,000.
Geo.
Electro.
Demo for 80,000.
Hydro.
Demo for 90,000.
Geo.
Demo for 100,000.
Hydro.
Would anyone want Demo for 120,000?
Geo.
Electro.
All right. Geo, would anyone like to buy Dema for 140?
Hydro. Electro.
Hydro asking for 160,000. Anyone want to counter bid that?
Geo.
Hydro.
Demo for 180,000 to Geo. Would anyone like to counter bid that?
Hydro.
Hydro for 200,000. Would anyone like to counter bid?
Geo.
All right. Dema to Geo for 230,000. Would anyone like to counter bid that?
Hydro.
All right. Dema going to Hydro for 260,000. Would anyone like to buy to up that? Going once, going twice, and sold to Team Hydro for 260,000. All right. Oh, this one's gonna be spicy. Here we have the second best team in Sri Lanka's and one of the best players in Sri Lanka with a KD ratio of 1.51 and an average accuracy of 20%. You know who this man is. He doesn't need an explanation. It's the one and only Notorious with a weapon class of SMG and AR and a starting price of 50,000. Let the fire begin, boys.
Animo.
Hydro.
60,000,
Animo.
Hydro.
70,000,
Animo.
Hydro.
80,000,
Animo.
Hydro. Electro.
90,000,
Hydro.
100,000,
Animo.
140,000,
Hydro.
180,000,
Animo.
Hydro.
200,000,
Animo.
Geo.
Electro.
230,000 to to Animo.
Animo.
Does anyone want to up that?
Hydro.
260,000 to Cryo. Does anyone want to up that?
Animo.
290,000. Say it with some passion, boys. Does anyone want to up that? 320,000 to Pyro. Does anyone want to up that?
Animo.
Poof.
Animo.
350,000 to Animo. Does anyone want to up that? A whooping 400,000 to Pyro. Does anyone want to up that?
Animo.
Jeez, boys. 450,000 to Cryo. Does anyone want to up that?
Animo.
500,000 for Animo. Does anyone want to up that? 550,000 for Cryo. Does anyone want to up that? Woo! 600,000 to Pyro. Does anyone want to up that? Do you have the balls? Who would want to buy it for 650,000? Does anyone want to buy him for 650,000? Going once, going twice, sold to Team Pyro for 600,000. Let's go, the highest bidder right now. Let's go. All right, that was spicy. Let's hope that everything else will be the same. All right, next up we have our little man Kits coming from Assassins with a KD ratio of 1.45 and an average accuracy of 17% with a starting price of 50K. Light it up, boys.
Animo.
60K,
Geo.
70K,
Electro.
80K,
Electro.
90K.
Geo.
Would anyone? 100K.
Electro.
Electro for 120,000. Does anyone want to counter bid that?
Geo.
Geo for 160K. Does anyone want to up that? Going once, going twice. You madman. Electro Kids to Electro for 180K. Does anyone want to up that? Going once, going twice, and sold to Team Electro for 180,000.
Nice.
All right, we have our next biggie. We have our next biggie. Yet another top tier player from Team Rebels with a KD ratio of 1.48, and one of the top 10 players in Sri Lanka with an average accuracy of 19% and a weapon class of SMG and AR with a whooping starting price of 50K. Let's go, boys.
Animo.
Hydro. Hydro.
60K,
Cryo.
Animo.
70K,
Cryo.
Animo.
80K,
Animo.
Cryo.
90K,
Cryo. Cryo.
Animo.
140K,
Animo.
Cryo. Electro.
180K,
Cryo.
Animo.
Geo.
200K to Geo. Would anyone want to
Animo.
counter bid?
Cryo.
Would any 230K?
Animo.
Cryo.
Oof. 260K to Electro. Does anyone want to counter bid
Cryo.
that?
Animo.
Cryo.
All right. 290K to Animo. Does anyone want to counter bid that?
Cryo.
320K.
Electro. Cryo.
Animo.
Oof. 350K.
Cryo.
350K going once.
Animo. Animo.
Going
Animo.
Cryo.
right. 400K to Animo.
Cryo.
Would anyone like to up that? 450K to Cryo. Would
Animo.
anyone want to up that? 500K to Animo. Does anyone want to up that?
Cryo.
Come on, boys.
Cryo.
550K to
Animo.
Cryo. 600K to Animo. Does anyone want to up that? 600K to Animo going once, going twice, and sold to Animo for 600K. Brilliant, man. Brilliant. Whew. Let's go. All right. Next up, we have one of our newest members, straight out of Olympia, our very own Zeus, with a KD ratio of 1.22. But don't let that fool you. With an average accuracy of 15% and a weapon class of AR and SMG and a starting price of 50,000. Light it up, boys. Zeus for 50,000.
Geo.
Zeus for 60,000. Zeus for 50,000 going to Geo, going once, going twice,
Electro.
and sold. Too bad, sold for 50,000 to
Shit.
Geo. Gotta be fast on your feet, boy. All right. Oh, this one's gonna be good. This one's gonna be good. We have a very own legendary sword wielder, Aussie boy. This man is so good that he doesn't even need a secondary weapon class. He only needs an SMG. So this one's gonna be spicy. With the starting price of 50,000. Let's go, boys.
Electro.
60,000.
Electro. Cryo.
70,000.
Cryo.
80,000.
Cryo.
90,000.
Cryo.
100,000.
Geo.
Cryo.
140,000.
Cryo. Electro.
Animo.
180,000. Let's go.
Geo.
Hydro.
200,000 to Hydro. Would anyone want to counter bid that?
Geo.
Cryo. Electro.
230,000.
Geo.
260,000.
Electro.
290,000 to Geo. Does anyone want to counter bid that?
Cryo.
Ooh, 320,000 to Cryo. Does anyone want to outbid that? Going once, going twice, and sold to Team Cryo for 320 whooping thousand. Let's go. All right. All right. Last but not least, for the first half of this auction, we have Mr. Bitcoin. He will not only surprise you with his he'll not only surprise you with his sniper skills, but also with his crypto skills. So this guy is someone you should be looking out for. With a KD ratio of 2.16, and no, he's not iPad, he plays on mobile. Average accuracy of 22%, an SMG and a sniper. Starting price of 50,000. Light it up.
Animo.
Deal.
60,000.
Deal.
Animo.
70,000.
Deal.
70,000. 80,000 to Geo. Does anyone want to counter bid that?
Animo.
90,000 to Animo. Does anyone want to counter bid that?
Deal.
100,000 to Geo. Does anyone want to counter
Animo.
bid that? 120 to Animo. Does anyone? Anyone?
Deal.
140K.
Animo.
140K to Animo. Going once, going twice,
Deal.
and sold. Sorry, boy, sold. 140K to Animo, sold. All right. That's it for the first half. Boys, we will be now taking a short interval for 2 minutes because I really need some water and my throat hurts like shit. So we'll be back, boys. Give us a minute.
Okay.
It's alive? Yeah, it's on. Tell me when to start the auctions. All right, everyone, we are back in action to continue our second phase of this auction. And we will be starting off with potato chips with a KD ratio of 1.75, crazy shotgun skills, and a badass SMG, and an accuracy of 18.50. Starting price of 50,000.
Geo.
Animo.
60K,
Hydro.
Animo.
70K,
Geo.
Animo.
80K.
Animo.
Animo has it for 80K. Would anyone like to buy it for 90K?
Cryo. Cryo.
Potato chips for 100K.
Animo.
Animo has it for 100K. Would anyone like to buy him for 120K?
Cryo.
All right. Put 140K,
Geo.
Animo.
160K.
Geo.
Geo has potato chips for 160K. Would anyone like to buy him for 180K?
Animo.
All right. Animo has it for 180K. Would anyone like to buy it for 200K?
Cryo.
Geo.
Right. 230K.
Cryo.
Would anyone like to buy him for Cryo has it for 230K. Would anyone like to buy him for 260? Going once. Going twice. Sold to Cryo for 230K. All right. Next up, we have one from Team Toxic. But he's not toxic. He's excellent. KD ratio of 2.03 and an average accuracy of 19.18. Weapon class of AR and SMG and a starting price of 50,000. Let's go, boys. Starting price of 50,000.
Animo.
All right. Animo got it for 50,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 60? Would anyone like to buy him for 60? Going once, going twice,
Geo.
and sold to Animo 50,000. All right. Next. All right. Next up, we have I Suck at COD Mobile. I can guarantee you, though, he doesn't at all. KD ratio 1.44, average accuracy 17.82, with a starting price of 50,000. Let's go, boys.
Geo.
Hydro.
60,000,
Cryo. Hydro.
70,000.
Cryo.
Cryo has it for 70,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 80? For 80.
Geo.
Hydro.
Geo has it for 81,000. Who would like to buy him for 90?
Cryo.
Cryo has it for 90. Would anyone like to buy him for 100?
Hydro.
Going once. All right. 120K.
Cryo.
Cryo has it for 120K. Would anyone like to buy him for 140? Going
Hydro.
once. I suck CODM for 140K. Would anyone
Cryo.
going to Hydro? Would anyone
Cryo.
like to up that? All
Cryo.
right. Cryo buying I suck CODM for 160K. Would anyone like to up that?
Hydro.
Going once. Ooh, I suck CODM for 180K to Hydro.
Cryo.
Would anyone
Cryo.
like to up that? All right. Wait, I said 160K, right?
Oh, yes.
All right.
Yeah, 160. 160.
108, 160, 180K.
Hydro.
180K to Hydro. Would anyone like to buy him for 200?
Cryo.
Right, Cryo for 200. Would anyone like to buy him for 230K?
Hydro.
Oof. Hydro for 230K. Would anyone like to buy him for 260?
Cryo.
Oof. Cryo for 260. Would anyone like to buy him for 290K?
Hydro.
I suck CODM 2. Hydro for 290K. Would anyone like to buy him for 320?
Cryo.
Going to hide. Ooh. Hide. Sorry, you said Cryo, right?
Cryo.
All right. Cryo holding the top spot of 320K. Would anyone like to buy him for 350? Going once, going twice, and sold to Cryo for 320K. Nice. Our second highest bidder. Oh, pretty much. All right. Next up, we have bot. Don't let this man's name fool you. He's actually very talented with a KD ratio of 1.44 and an average accuracy of 18%. With an weapon class of AR and SMG and a starting price of 50,000. Make your bid, boys. Starting price of 50,000. Would anyone like to bid on bot for 50,000? Going once, going twice, detain. So what will be coming back again to the auction later on? Moving on to the next person. Oh shit. Right. We have a legendary player here who goes by the name CY2AX. Totally not me. So with an average KD of 1.37 and an average accuracy of 16.65 with a weapon class of AR and SMG and a starting price of 50,000. Light it up, boys.
Geo.
Hydro.
60,000,
Geo.
70,000.
Geo.
Geo has CY2AX for 70,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 80,000?
Hydro.
Hydro has him for 80,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 90,000?
Geo.
Geo has it for 90,000. Would anyone like to buy it for 100,000? Geo for 90,000.
Electro.
Electro for 100,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 120,000?
Geo.
Geo for 120,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 140,000? Going once, going twice, and
Electro.
sold.
Electro. I said Electro, bro. Don't do this.
140K for Electro. Would anyone like to buy him for 160K? 140K for Electro. Going once, going twice, and sold to Electro for 140K. Thanks, man. All right. Next
No
up,
worries, bro.
next up we have TNX with a KD ratio of 1.5 and an average accuracy of 15.76, weapon class of AR and SMG, and a starting price of 50,000. Who would like to buy him? 50,000. TNX for 50,000. Going once,
Pyro.
going twice. All right, Pyro for 50,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 60,000?
Bro, play again.
Going-
What again? What battle? Okay.
Going once, going twice, and sold to Pyro for 50,000.
Electro.
It's all sold, bro.
Boys, don't give Pyro. Good place. Let's go.
All right, next up we have one of our most advanced players, Feshi from Forbidden, with a KD ratio of 1.45 and an average accuracy of 16.68 and a starting price of 50,000. Make your bids, boys. 50,000 for Feshi. 50,000 for Feshi. Going once, going twice. So, sorry, detained. Detained. He will be coming back after all the rounds have been finished. All right. Next up, we have Zico from Team Toxic with a KD ratio of 1.56, but he believes he has a KD ratio of 5. Average accuracy of 18.66 and weapon class of AR and sniper, and a starting price of 50. Make your bids, boys.
Cryo.
Zico to Cryo for 50k. Would anyone
Hydra.
like to buy him for 60?
Hydro.
60 to Hydro.
Cryo.
All right. Zico to Cryo for 60k. Going once, going twice, and sold for 60k to Cryo. All right, next up, we have one of our standalone players who goes by the name SDR with a fierce look and a KD ratio of 1.22 and weapon classes of AR and SMG. His starting price at 50,000. Make your bid, boys. SDR at 50,000. SDR at 50,000. Going once, going twice, detained. SDR will be making a return after the after all these sections are done. And finally, for our second half, we have a legendary player here who goes by the name Odin, currently playing in the WGPL as well, with a KD ratio of 1.72, an average accuracy of 20. He is a sniper, an AR, and an SMG user, and a starting price of 50,000.
Geo.
Animo.
Hydra.
60,000.
Geo.
Animo.
Electro.
70,000.
Geo.
Animo.
Hydra.
80,000.
Geo.
Animo.
90,000.
Hydra.
100,000.
Animo.
120,000.
Electro.
Electro has it as 120,000. Would anyone like to buy Odin for 140,000?
Geo.
Joe has it at 140,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 160,000?
Electro.
Going Electro for 160,000. Would anyone
Animo.
like to buy him for 180,000? 180,000 to Animo. Would anyone like to buy him for 200,000?
Geo.
Electro.
Geo has it at 200,000. Would anyone like to buy it for 230,000? 200k to Geo. 200k
Sure.
to Geo. Going once.
Electro. Electro.
230k to Electro. Would anyone like to buy him for 260k?
Geo.
Geo for 260k. Would anyone like to buy him for 290k?
Electro.
Electro for 290k. Would anyone like to buy him for 320k? Going once, going twice, and sold to Electro for 290k. All right, that ends the second half, and we will be coming back shortly once again after I get my water break. See you guys soon. All right, your favorite man, your favorite commentator is back again, and this is our last set before we move on to the detained ones. So this auction will be starting off with our streaming partner, the one and only I Am Your Demon. This man is a man of mystery, and he's just like what his name says. With a starting price of 50,000.
Animo.
Light it up, boys. Animo for 50,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 60,000?
Geo.
Geo for 60,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 70,000?
Animo.
Ooh, Animo for 70,000. Would anyone like to buy Demon for 80,000?
Geo.
Geo for 80,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 90,000?
Animo.
Animo for 90,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 100,000?
Geo.
Geo for 100,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 120,000? Going
Animo.
once. And 120,000 to Animo. Would anyone like to buy him for 140,000? Geo for 140,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 160,000? 140,000 to Geo. Animo, would you like to buy him for 160K? Going once, going twice, and sold to Geo for 140K. All right, spicy. The man. All right. Next up, we have one of our standalone players, STH. He believes that he is the best sniper in the country, who is better than 3 or more, with a KD ratio of 1.27 and an average accuracy of 18. He's a sniper and an SMG player, and a starting price of 50,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 50,000? $50,000. Anyone? Animo? Electro? 50,000. Going once, going twice, and detain. Mr. STH, you will be making your return later on because you will definitely get a team. All right, next up, we have one of our underdogs, Dullah from Forbidden. He recently won the 2v2 Community Cup along with the Pyro Captain and a starting price of 50,000. Make your bid, boys.
Electro.
Animo.
Hydro.
60,000.
Animo.
Hydro.
70,000.
Animo.
Electro.
80,000.
Hydro.
80,000 to Hydro. Would anyone? 90,000.
Animo.
90,000 to Animo. Would anyone like to buy him for 100,000? 90,000 to Animo. Would anyone like to buy him for 100,000? Going once,
Geo.
going twice.
Geo.
Geo has him for 100,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 120,000?
Animo.
Animo for 120,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 140,000?
Geo.
Hydro.
Geo for 140,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 160,000? Geo for 140,000. Would
Animo.
anyone like to buy him for 660,000? Animo for 160,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 180,000?
Geo.
Geo for 180,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 200,000? Dula to Geo for 180,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 200,000?
Animo.
Animo for 200,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 230,000?
Geo.
Going once.
Geo.
230,000 to Geo. Would anyone like to buy him for 260,000? Going once, going twice, and sold. to Team Geo. About time.
Late
All
but
right.
always on time.
All right. Next up, we have. All right. Competition is about to get smoky again. We have one of the best snipers in Team Rebels with the name, who he goes by the name Nila, with the KD ratio of 3.02 and an average accuracy of 24.77, and with a weapon class of sniper and SMG and a starting price of 50,000. Light it up, boys.
Hydro.
Hydro for 50,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 60,000?
Geo.
Animo.
70,000.
Hydro.
Animo.
80,000.
Geo.
Hydro.
90,000.
Animo.
Hydro.
100,000.
Geo.
Hydro.
Animo.
120,000.
Hydro.
Animo.
140,000. Animo has it at 120,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 140,000?
Hydro.
Geo has it for 140,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 160,000?
Hydro.
Animo.
Hydro for 160,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 180,000?
Animo.
Hydro.
Animo for 180,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 200,000?
Hydro.
Geo.
Hydro for 200,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 230,000?
Hydro.
Geo.
Hydro for 230,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 260,000?
Geo.
260,000 to Geo. Would anyone like to buy him for 290,000?
Hydro.
290,000 to Hydro. Would anyone like to buy him for 320,000?
Geo.
320,000 to Geo. Would anyone like to buy him for 350,000?
Hydro.
Hydro for 350,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 400,000? Right.
Geo.
Geo for 400,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 450,000?
Hydro.
Hydro for 450,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 500,000? Hydro. Nila to Hydro for 450,000.
Geo,
Would
Geo.
anyone like Geo for 500,000? Would anyone like to buy him for 550,000?
Hydro.
Hydro for 550,000. Would anyone like to buy this man for 600,000? $550K to Hydro. Going once, going twice, and sold to Hydro for 550K. Oof, that is spicy. All right, next up we have Mr. Calypso, the KD ratio of 1.4 and an average accuracy of 17.13%, and his obsession with cats. Weapon class AR and LMG with a starting price of 50,000. Let's get the bids on. Calypso for 50,000.
Animo.
Animo has it for 50,000. Would anyone like to buy him for
Pyro.
60,000?
Pyro.
Pyro for 60,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 70,000?
Animo.
Animo for 70,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 80,000?
Pyro.
Pyro for 80,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 90,000? Pyro for 80,000. Going once, going
Animo.
twice. Animo for 90,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 100,000?
Pyro.
Pyro for 100,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 120,000? Pyro for 100,000. Animo, do you want to buy him for 120,000? Going once,
Deal.
going. All right, 120,000 to Geo. Would anyone like to
Pyro.
buy him for 140,000? 140,000 to Pyro. Would anyone like to buy him for 160,000? 140,000 to Pyro. Would anyone like to buy him for 160,000? Going once, going twice, and sold to Pyro for 140,000. All right. All right. Next up. All right. Now things are about to spice up a bit. We have Mr. Peabody from once again the number second clan in the world, in Sri Lanka, Rebels. But hey, it could be the world. KD ratio of 1.25, an average accuracy of 16.42. He's an SMG and a shotgunner, and a starting price of 50,000. Light them up, boys.
Deal.
Electro.
Animo.
60,000,
Electro.
Deal.
70,000,
Animo.
Electro.
80,000.
Hydro.
Hydro for 80,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 90,000?
Animo.
Electro.
Animo for 90,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 100,000?
Deal.
Electro.
Geo for 100,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 120,000?
Hydro.
Animo.
Hydro for 120,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 140,000?
Animo.
Electro.
Animo for 140,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 160,000?
Electro.
Deal.
Electro for 160,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 180,000?
Animo.
Geo for 180,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 200,000?
Hydro.
Hydro for 200,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 230,000?
Deal.
Electro.
Animo.
Electro for 230,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 260,000?
Hydro.
Hydro for 260,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 290,000?
Animo.
Deal.
Electro.
Why we have done it.
Animo for 290,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 320,000?
Deal.
Electro.
Geo for
So let me have
320.
him.
Geo for 320,000. Would anyone would like to buy him for 350,000?
Deal.
Electro.
Ooh. Electro for 350,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 400,000?
Deal.
Geo for 400,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 450K? Going to Geo for 400. Going once. Going twice. And sold to Geo for 400K. Oh, the patient man does his work. All right, next up, we have another spicy one. This is Mr. Tough. He is as tough as he looks, from Bot Squad, the number 6 team in Sri Lanka, with a KD ratio of 1.65 and an average accuracy of 17.45 and a starting price of 50,000.
Hydro. Electro.
60,000.
Animo.
70,000.
Electro.
Electro has it at 70,000. Would anyone like to buy him at 80,000?
Animo.
Animo has it at 80,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 90,000?
Electro.
Electro has it for 90,000. Would anyone like to buy it for 100,000?
Hydro.
Hydro for 100,000. Would anyone like to buy it for 120,000?
Electro.
Electro for 120,000. Would anyone like to buy it for 140,000?
Hydro.
Hydro for 140,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 160,000?
Animo.
Electro.
Animo for 160,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 180,000?
Electro.
Hydro.
Electro for 160,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 180,000?
Animo.
Animo for 180,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 200,000?
Electro.
Hydro.
Electro at 200,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 230,000?
Hydro.
Hydro at 230,000. Would anyone like to buy him at 260,000?
Electro.
Electro at 260,000. Is anyone going to buy this man at 290,000?
Hydro.
Hydro at 290,000. Is anyone going to buy this man at 320,000?
Electro.
Electro at a whooping 320,000. Would anyone like to buy this man for 350,000?
Hydro.
Hydro at 350,000. Would anyone like to buy this man at 400,000?
Well, I can go all in, right? 390k.
All right. All in at 390k. Is anyone trying to outbid that? At 400,000.
Think anyone has enough money.
All in at 390k. Would anyone like to buy him for 400k? All in at 390k to Electro. Would anyone like to buy him for 400k? Going once,
He can't buy it.
going once, going twice, and Mr. Electro gets tough for all his remaining budget at 390,000. All right, Electro, you are done. Your six-man team has been formed. Let's move on to our next.
Bro.
Let's move on to our next wonderful sniper, Mr. Lord, the man who made all these beautiful posters. So, with an KD ratio of 2.34 and an average accuracy of 24%, would anyone like to buy Lord for
I like to go all in 380k.
380k to who?
Lord. Geo.
Geo making an all-in at 380k. Would anyone like to counter that?
400. Animo.
Animo already has Nithy Wolf. So one player from each team, yeah.
You can't take Lord because you already have one person from your team. So Geo at all-in at 380k, right? 380k all-in for Geo. Going once, going twice, and Lord sold to Geo for 380k all-in. All right, that's two teams down. We have Hydro. We have 2 for Hydro, 1 for Pyro, 2 for Animo, and 1 for Cryo. And we have, next up in our auction is Mr. Sasuke Uchiha, straight out of murdering the Uchiha clan. Well, that was his brother, but KD ratio of 1.9 and average accuracy of 19% and a starting price of 50,000.
Hydro.
Pyro. Pyro.
Hydro for 60,000. Would anyone like to up that?
Pyro.
Pyro for 70,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 80,000?
Hydro.
Animo.
Hydro at 80,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 90,000?
Pyro.
Pyro asking for 90,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 100,000?
Cryo.
Cryo asking for 100,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 120,000?
I'm all in 180,000.
All in at 180,000 for Pyro. Would anyone like to outbid that? Would anyone like to counter that?
Hydro 190,000.
200. Animo.
200k Animo. Would anyone like to buy him for 230,000.
275.
270 Cairo for 270 all in. Would anyone like to buy above that?
280. Hydro.
280 Hydro. Would anyone like to counter that? Animo?
No.
Going once to Hydro, going twice, and Soul to Hydro for 200. Wait, what was it? 280,000.
Yeah.
80, right? I forgot the
Bro.
values.
Yeah, 280.
280 to Hydro. All right, sweet. Okay, and next up, the final pair in our 30-player auction for now is Mr. Low Key. Another god. Well, we have so many gods. Another god from Bot Squad with a KD ratio of 1.65 and an average accuracy of 17.69 with a weapon class of AR and SMG with a starting price of 50,000. Light it up, boys.
180 Animo.
Hydro.
180 Animo. Animo, are you going all in?
No.
Oh, no, you're going 180. All right. 180 from Animo. Does anyone want to counter that? 180 from Animo. Does anyone want to counter that? Asking once, asking twice. Soul to Animo for 180,000. Loki Soul to Animo for 180,000. All right.
Bro, SDH.
We'll be taking a short break to come back with our detained players who will also be getting a team. See you guys shortly. All right, everyone. We are back again to wrap this up with our 4 remaining players. But before we do, I would like to have a quick chat with our team captains. All right, let's start off with Dr. Tada, who was the first person to go all out. What is the reason you made this team, and what is the reason that you had your eyes on this player? Just give us a small briefing.
Well, I wanted to like make my team strong in response as well as SND. So I had my eye on Tough and Odin from the beginning, and also I wanted someone from Rebels, Peabody or Nithi. But unfortunately, I couldn't get any of them. But I also don't want like I never wanted Geo to have Peabody and Lord both. Bro, shit.
Okay, man.
Anyways, yeah.
We can take care of that in the
I'm
future. Just
happy with
one
my
more
team.
question.
Yeah.
Obviously, man, you have me in your team, so there's nothing to worry about. Okay, just a quick
Yeah,
question
bro.
though. You
Let's
have
go.
3 people from the same team. So is that something you were trying to go like team chemistry, something like that, where in FIFA you get similar people from similar team to build a team
Yeah,
chemistry?
bro.
Was that the
Yeah,
angle you were going at?
because yeah, bro. The main point was the team chemistry. I have played with kids and Jakes up to Odin a lot. So yeah, the team chemistry will be good. We have played against and together for many tourneys and all. So yeah, the team chemistry is the main point that I went for them. Yeah.
All right, thank you, Mr. Dr. Tara, and moving on to Mr. Vetayan. So, what was
Yeah.
like I saw you bidding for Notorious as well. So, like,
Yeah, so
what was your main motive? Well, who did you have in mind, and are you happy with your players? Just give us a small briefing.
yeah, I thought it would be more Notorious. I have planned Notorious or the Nidhi Wolf in my team. So in case we can manage somehow the SND as well as the respawn. Also, I think other snipers as well as some players. So I just go for it, and I got Mr. Bitcoin. And I think some of other teams have good players, so it's really tough in future. In this match.
But,
So I will.
actually, yeah, I'm just really proud of everyone who participated, the captains. You guys did a brilliant job. So more to come on that, and let's move on to thank you, Mr. Vetier. Now moving on to Cryo Botlehan. So what was your idea with the team? Did you have like a vision that you wanted to? Do you have any idea of who you wanted to build?
Sniper, bro.
Oh, you need a sniper. Right?
Yeah, sniper.
Wait, so what do you play, Lehan? You're a SMG or AR?
SMG, yeah.
Che, bro, don't worry. You have 270,000. You can bust it out on the next one of the next 4 players. So next up, we have Crazy J. With 4, really good players. He went balls deep, balls all out for one player. So, Mr. Crazy J, could you tell me, why? What was the reason behind that?
Well, he's one of the most strong players I know, so I went for it. And I was just beating the other players based on how much I had left after bidding on him. That was my main motive.
Right?
Motivating.
Looks like you looks like you took the one-man army concept a bit too
One man
seriously, but yeah,
army.
a bit too seriously. But apart from that, I guess it's okay. Let's see how it goes. I mean, you have decent players like TNX, Calypso, that Pusa, and Jen Darren. Yeah, so they're good teams, good members, and let's see who you get as a 5th player. And then moving on to the man, the myth, the legend. Oh, this guy, his brains, man, I have no words apart from him and Dr. Thanos. So tell me, Sudhway, what was your plan coming into this? And I had a talk with you regarding this before, So what was
We did.
So what was your objective? By the end of the second half, you still had 1.15 million some shit, right? That like if it was another bidder, like everyone would be shocked. Like, what was the motive behind that, man?
So, like, what I saw was happening was people were bidding high amounts for like all these great players, I'm not saying they're not worth it or anything, but they're really good. But what I did was I saw on the third part there were some really, really good players like Lord with the sniper and Peabody with the SMG. You know, we have Demon, Tula. So all those guys. So what I did was kept my money. I waited for my time. Yeah, you know, I got all the players I wanted.
Yeah, just a quick question I had. I mean, obviously we are one family and we plays Dom Toretto music. Okay, if we're one family and you know we communicate in the group, and you were talking about how much you hate Demon. So what made you take by him? You know, is this like a love-hate relationship that you have with this specific
It's
player?
a huge love-hate relationship, man. We play in the
I
same
just
team.
I just knew you'd go for him. You know, and I
The
made
thing
sure he
is,
came to your thing.
once you know a person for like 7 years, you know, you get sick of them. And I'm at that point, you know, I'm sick of the guy, but you know, I can't cut ties with him. It's a love-hate relationship, man.
Or maybe because his brother can kick you out of the stream anytime. Maybe because of that.
Yeah, that might be.
Just admit the truth.
Just don't
All
let it
right.
up,
So
man. Don't let it
next
up.
up we have Podda. Podda, right? Am I getting it right?
Yeah, you are.
I mean, in Tamil we say Poda, and I said that yesterday. That was my bad,
Yeah.
man. That was my bad. All right.
No problem, mate.
So you actually have okay. Oh shit, that's a lot of bot squad players, man. But then still, if that makes you comfortable, that's the way to go about it. So what was your, you know, you went all out for Nilla. So we had a discussion
Yeah.
earlier too of what kind of players you've been looking for, and you actually have a good rooster here. And Sasuke Uchiha is one of the. I'd never expected you to buy Sasuke Uchiha. You haven't even seen the guy, or seen him
Yeah,
play.
I've heard that he's good, so I went for it.
So,
So
so you just bought him because he's from Naruto? No, right?
no.
Okay. All right, man.
So,
All right. That's
yeah.
good, man. You have a nice team, and all the captains you've done a really great job. You know, Electro looking fire because I'm there, and every other team looking good, really good. So yeah, that's it for the discussions, boys. Let's head on back to the auction. We have 4 remaining players who have yet to be sold. All right, get it. All right, first up we have. All right, first up we have Bot. Now he went unsold before, but you know there's always second chances for everyone. Asking for Bot at 50,000. Bitches, one of y'all have to buy him. Okay, asking for Bot at 50,000. Asking for Bot. Boys, I think you're muted. All right,
Animo.
let's get back to Bot then.
Animo.
Oh, Animo. All right. Sorry, bro, you were muted. I couldn't hear you. Yeah. So Animo for 50,000. Would anyone like to buy him for 60,000? Animo for.
Can you repeat the name of the player, please?
His name is Bot, and his profile is being displayed right now. All right. Bot for Animo at 50,000. Going once, going twice, and sold to Animo for 50,000. All right. So that's it for Animo, I believe. And we have 3 more players left. Cryo, Pyro, and Hydro. Hope you get your picks. Who is next in line? Who? All right, we have this man again, the advanced player Feshi. Asking price of 50,000. Asking for Feshi at 50,000.
I'm going all in 80,000.
80,000 all in to Hydro. All right, 80,000 to Hydro. Going once, going twice. Anyone? All right, sold to Hydro for 80,000. All right, next up we have SDR, the man with the fierce face again. SDR starting asking price 50,000.
Bro, stats one.
KD ratio of 1.22 and an average accuracy of 17%. But don't let that fool you. He's a really good player.
Guns.
Assault rifle and SMG. Asking for 50,000. SDR for 50,000. All right, let's get back to SDR again. STH. STH is our final player.
All in 270.
All in 270 for STH. Which team is this?
Cryo.
All right, Cryo buying STH for 270 all in. So that leaves SDR to Pyro, I believe, right?
Cryo.
Yes. Yes.
Wait. Did someone buy bot? Bot?
Yeah, bought all in for Anemo at 260,000. I'll
Oh,
update.
yeah.
260. STH will be going to Cryo and SDR will be going to Pyro. All right,
Bro,
guys.
Loki's name was there, right?
No, bro, that ended a
It's-
long time ago.
Yeah. Loki was bot.
Oh. Okay.
All right, so I just that was very successful. Thank you so much. And you know, every single play in our clan is very valuable. And you know, so once again, I'll like to run through the updated teams once again. All right. Here we have Team Electro with NJOP, Kits with 200 MS, Zaktu, Odin, Tough, and finally leading this wonderful team is Dr. Thada. And next up, we have Team Anemo, the Win Boys, with the captain Vetayan and the leading players Niti Wolf, Mr. Bitcoin, Ziamon, Loki, and Bot. Next up, we have Bot Lehan's team for Team Cryo, Aussie Boy, Potato Chips, I Suck CODM, Zico, and STH 101. And then Pyro Squad with Crazy J, Jen Darren, Notorious, TNX, Calypso, and SDR. Geo with Suduaya, Zeus, I'm Your Demon, Dula, T-Body, and Lord. And last but not least, Hydro with Podda, Junkie, Dema, Nilla, Sasuke Uchiha, and Feshi. One. So that's it for the teams. And we're about to wrap up this stream. So I just wanted to take this moment to give a quick shout out and thanks to everyone who helped us get this far. Firstly, obviously, our streaming partner, CY2AX Gaming, and then the whole team behind RZ Lord for helping us with the posters, and Dr. Thada, CY2AX, I'm Your Demon for helping us with the bidding process and the stream. And there are many more people who work behind the scenes. So I just want to thank everyone. And we will be live streaming the semifinals and finals. And the matches will be starting on Saturday. So, you know, teams have a few days to get to know each other and play some streams. So I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. And I hope you guys get a break. You know, it's been a 30 minutes long stream, and you know, my throat needs a break anyways. So right, thank you everyone. Thank you, captains. Thank you so much. And thank you, bro, CY2AX Gaming. This wouldn't have been possible without you. And thank you to everyone else. Yep, that's it for today.